Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to this live session that I wanted to do. Some of you have actually asked me when I will go live. So I am live right now, even though I did not have the answer then. But I will go live depending on, I guess, the time where you are. Most of you, I think, are watching from UK or India or maybe US. But it is, I think, not fair if I go just one fixed time, because some people might be sleeping at that time and they will be like, oh, I did not know you were going live. So I have decided to go live on different time so that you are able to watch from different time zone. One brother, he asked this question. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam, brother Muhammad Artan. One brother, he asked this question about the Mahdi. As I said, that Turkey, Istanbul will have to be conquered by the Mahdi. Okay, that's what I said, and that looks like to be the possibility because of the reason that the Romans, they will be ganging up against the Muslims one more time. And my understanding is that those places like the place like Istanbul, Turkey, these places, and even some other part of the world will be liberated through the Mahdi. So Mahdi will go back to Turkey. He will open Istanbul. He will take it back, I should say, not go back. He will take it back from the Romans. And then we will see the coming of the Dajjal will take place. Because as I said, the reason Dajjal will come and the time, if you want to know when Dajjal will come, one hadith from Ibn Umar is very, very helpful. When his sister Hafsa radiallahu anha, the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu and the daughter of Umar bin al-Khattab radiallahu anha, she told Abdullah ibn Umar, her brother, that do not make Syed angry, because if you do you not know that Dajjal will come out when he's angry? The reason I'm mentioning the hadith is because when the Mahdi will recapture the place Istanbul, the Constantinople, when Muslims will be winning many battles and wars, that's when Dajjal will be furious. He will be very, very angry, and that will be the time he will come out. Allahu alam, but this is my understanding. I have few comments here. So the brother, he asked, would Erdogan, Turkey, will lose power? The simple answer to the question would be very, very likely Turkey will be going into the hand of the Romans one more time. That would happen during the time of those Malhama, but that will take place after WW3. Okay, nothing is gonna happen until, those places that will be conquered based on religion, based on our deen, would happen during and after the time of the Mahdi, not during the WW3. Right now, nobody cares about religion. Yes, Russia, they are leaning towards Orthodox Christianity, but that's really the only country. Russia is the only country. They are going back to their books. They are going back to their religion. But other than that, no country really care much about the religion. So again, these things will happen because religion will become the reason. Okay. Again, religion will become the reason for these battles. Few comment here. Assalamu alaikum assalam, brother Hussein, Mr. Hussein. And then I have another comment. Assalamu alaikum from London. Nazuddin. Assalamu alaikum, brother Rizwan. Nazuddin. May Allah protect the Ummah. Ameen. So the answer to the question is, if you have a question about the coming, I believe there was another question. I forgot the question, but the question was really, really interesting. A brother asked me something I totally forgot, but that question was very, very good. I need, if you have any question, you can ask me, inshallah. I have few things that I want to share with you meantime, which is number one, dear brothers and sisters, take a look at this. You may not be noticing it, but it is coming. Wallahi, I can tell you, it is coming. Okay, listen to this news. Okay, and then inshallah we'll talk. Let's play.
Iran is blaming Israel for a power blackout at its main nuclear facility, calling it an act of nuclear terrorism. It happened as diplomatic efforts to revive the 2015 nuclear deal are set to
Okay.
resume. So how will this incident affect negotiations?
Okay, so this is going to be big. This is probably going to be an ongoing issue between Iran and Israel, and probably it will drag some other countries into this mess. Okay, wallahi, this just this one incident, okay, just this one single incident could potentially start something big, even though we do not want it, but it may happen. We right now are waiting to see how Iran will respond, wallahi, and they will. Iran did this before. If you remember what happened in India, in New Delhi, there was like a explosion, and they could not find who did that, and the explosion actually took place near Israeli embassy in India. So when people tried to connect the dot, they came up with this possibility that it was Iran who did that. So there was a retaliation, and the reason for that was because what Israel did with the Iranian scientist. Okay, so tit for tat, it is happening. It is an ongoing thing. It is escalating, and Allah alam where it will end. Looks like it is not going to end. It's not going to let up, because Israel, they for some weird reason, I don't know why, but for some weird reason they can't let Iran leave alone. Like, they can't do it. They have to do something about Iran.
This is Inside Story.
So this is what is happening right now. Al Jazeera is reporting on it. Many other countries, many other news channels are
welcome to the
involved.
program. I'm Dedi Nabugeda. Iran is promising revenge for Sunday's power blackout at the Natanz nuclear facility.
Okay.
Iran's foreign minister has described it as sabotage. And Israeli media are quoting unnamed intelligence sources saying Israel's Mossad spy service was behind it.
Yeah, so again, Iran is 100% sure that this was done by the Yahudi. They are 100% sure. Now they are planning how to respond to this. And wallahi, dear sisters, they will come up with something. Hopefully, they do not do anything that will be disproportionate to what Israel did. But if there is any excessive force being used by Iran, wallahi, it will be a disaster, because Israel then wait to pounce on them. Israel will be like, yeah, now we have a reason. And wallahi, like, this is exactly what Israel wants too, because if there is a stupid move by Iran, then Israel will tell the whole world, you should never go back to the nuclear deal, because see what Iran is doing. It's insane. May Allah bless you, my brother, and brother watching here. I mean, to you, thanks, brother, for every eye-opener session. So, wayakum, brother Naz, what are you trying to say, brother Muhammad Asif? What is your question? What I'm trying to say, what is your question? Like, can you be more specific, brother? Iran and Taliban will go together against Israel. Muhammad Artan. What I'm trying to get all of your attention to is, when we talk about the malhama that will take place, we say that before those religious wars and battles will take place, there will be a WW3. So WW3, in other words, according to my understanding, again, very, very subjective, according to my understanding, the malhama based on religion will take place only after WW3. So we have to look for signs for the WW3, and what we see is that things are boiling up. It can escalate. It can, somebody can anytime pull the trigger. Right now, Israel is going after Iran. Why they will go to Iran? Target the nuclear site. Can you imagine how desperate they are? They do not even care. They're going inside Iran to a nuclear site. Forget about a nuclear site. These are being protected by military. These are not being left open for, police to patrol and just, make sure that everything is okay and secure. No, these are being guarded by military. And Israel is so desperate, they're even going there. Like, it's insane. Brother Love from Khorasan. Wa alaikum assalam, brother Muhammad Rizwan. Watching from Turkey, Farisa. Jazakallah khair. Can you please tell me about Malhama? Yes, brother Asif, he asked this question. So the malhama that will take place, according to my understanding, again after reading hadith and observing what is happening right now, the malhama, the religious malhama, will take place, inshallah. I should not say inshallah because that was a good thing. Malhama is not a good thing. It's very bad. But that will take place, according to my understanding, after WW3. Is gold discovered from Euphrates River? I don't think so. The gold we are talking here about is something will happen if you look at Yushikul Furat ayyahsira kanzun min dhahab. Rasulullah said that Furat will give up its treasure of gold. That will happen in a time when I personally believe will happen just before the Malhama. Okay, the Mahdi, the Dajjal, the drying up of the Euphrates River, these things will take place simultaneously. Okay, one after another. Like as I said, the major signs, we know the major signs will take place one after another fairly quickly. There will be no time. There is no time for you to relax. This is the end of time, means is gonna be done very quickly. The end of the world is done. So when we see this Furat River and the Dajjal and Mahdi, these things are the sequence and the speed, the force, or I shouldn't use the word force, but the speed at which these events will take place, the Furat River, the Mahdi, the Dajjal, Isa ibn Maryam, will be the same speed of the major signs taking place. So this is how fast those events will take place. But obviously the coming of the Mahdi is not the major sign. He's a bridge between the major and the minor sign. But then the Dajjal will be the major sign. Furat River is not a sign. It's just an incident that will take place. But Furat River will give a lot of clue. It will happen in a time when the moment you see the Furat River, the Euphrates River is being drying up, then you're ready for the coming of the Mahdi, the Dajjal, and all that. Do you think all signs completed except Mahdi and gold? Some scholars, they said most of it. Some other will say no, only 50%. Some said out of 82, we only have 40 of them being completed. The minor signs I'm talking about. It depends on how you look. The interesting thing is the more hadith you read, the more you can actually relate to what you see. You do not even have to count them. If you know all the hadith, somebody, let's say, memorized all the hadiths about the minor signs, he can relate those hadiths to what is happening right now. Okay? And then it will be easier for anyone to see how many of those were fulfilled, the minor signs. Thanks for the explanation, bro. Walaikum salam, brother Amish. Same to you, brother. So this is the situation right now. As I said, the situation between Iran and Israel is just getting worse by day. It's not letting up. No party, no country, either Iran or Israel, are willing to give up. They're not going to stop pasturing each other. Let's take a listen at this one.
Has also been blamed for the assassination of Iran's lead nuclear scientist and last week's attack against an Iranian ship in the Red Sea. This latest incident has yet again raised questions.
The brother, he asked this question. His question is, if few signs not yet started, what could that be? Wallahi, like the hadith that talks about the minor signs, there are many of them. I personally have not memorized all of them, but the one that I memorized from my memorization and my understanding, and after looking for the evidences, I can tell you that most of them came true. Okay, a hadith that talks about, let's say, the thigh will talk, for example. I'm just going to give you one example. Rasulullah said the thigh, the man of the thigh of the man will talk, and I do not know how that came true. I do not think that came true, but it will come true because it's a prophecy. But again, there are other hadiths that talks about the minor signs, which I might have missed. I'm talking about, when I say I missed, I mean that I did not read it from the hadith. Okay, I don't go on Google and find out the minor signs, all of them, and I say, okay, these came true. I go to the hadith and then I find out what I have learned, what is missing, what I need to look into. So It takes time. Wallahi, like my goal, inshallah, is that if I continue studying the hadith, I also listen to my sheikh. I get knowledge from them. The time that I'm spending, if Allah would bless me with this time, then inshallah I will be able to, in the next 2-3 years, I will be in a much better position to give you an answer about the end of time, like the minor signs. Inshallah, I hope to continue studying and reading those hadiths and understanding them, and learning also from the ulama and the sheikh. So inshallah, we will get there eventually, inshallah. And I want to become an expert in it, because this topic is something a lot of people, they do not talk. This topic is something a lot of people, they think, well, this is, this will happen maybe, who knows, after 100, 200, 300 years. I mean, how will you know? It can happen even in the next 5 years, 10 years, that there are all the major signs coming right in front of our eyes. We do not know. Allahu alam. La ya'lamu sa'a illa Allah. Rasulullah said that nobody knows the sa'a except Allah. So we cannot say 200 years, 300 years, or put a date or year and say this is when it will happen. We do not know. Allahu alam. But we need to discuss this hadith, because then we will be prepared for the fitna of Dajjal, right? The Dajjal will come and he will be able to deceive people easily, especially the one, like Rasulullah, he said that the Bedouin will follow him. Why the Bedouin will follow him? Because this Bedouin, they have no knowledge. So it is easy for us, Dajjal, to convince them. At the same time, ulama, people who are knowledgeable, will also follow him. And the reason for that is because they knew so much, but they never applied their knowledge. So we need to be in the middle. We need to be aware of what is happening. The coming of Dajjal, as we know, the system is right here. The Dajjalic system we talk about is right here. It is well established. And I made a video about the Neuralink of Elon Musk, showing how this system will be supported by men. Okay, by righteous Dajjalic men. Wallahi. And what is happening with the righteous Muslim? They're sleeping. We should not do that. Faiza, assalamu alaikum. Ramadan, brother from Malaysia. Wa alaikum salam. In Suhoor time, subhanallah, it's Malaysia, they're studying there. I'm very glad you shared that with me, because I was in Malaysia. I did my Ramadan there once. And then I have brother Muhammad Asif, there are many. Okay. So again, these are some of the things that I want to share with you. I want to go live, and next time, inshallah, I'll go live. I do not know exactly when, but I will be rotating the time. That way I can hopefully, inshallah, accommodate to many other brothers who want to ask question. And all of these things that I say is just from my limited knowledge. At the end of the day, Allah knows the best, but we are people who are researching the hadith, reading the Quran, and coming up with our explanation of the things that we see and how the ulama, the scholars, they saw, right? That's really all we are trying to do here. Ramadan Kareem from India, Safwan, yes, brother, Ramadan. So today I'm here in Canada. I believe we will start fasting tomorrow. Ramadan will be April 13th. I think Saudi Arabia, they will start tomorrow too. UAE and many other Middle Eastern countries. I think we will all start on the 13th. I have to still wait, because I have to wait for the confirmation from Canadian moon sighting committee and see what they have to say. If they have seen the moon in my city, is pretty cloudy today. I don't think anybody will be able to see the moon today from my city. May Allah grant you Jannah. Ameen, brother. May Allah grant you Jannah firdaus too, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for tuning in. Like this video if you share this video, leave a comment, inshallah. Ask me question if you have any, inshallah. I'll see you soon again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.